All right. So we're going to start. Everyone can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. And no one else is waiting. Right. We're going to start actually standing today in mountain pose. So stand up nice and tall. Make sure that you have your feet touching and that your weight is balanced between your toes and your heels. Take a nice big inhale. On the inhale, think about your body coming up and straightening, like you've got a little string making you just that much taller. And then on your exhale, imagine your body just relaxing. So the inhale straightens you and the exhale just gives you a moment to relax that body. And let's stay here, breathing in, thinking about us getting a little bit taller on our legs, and exhale. Deepen those breaths. If you'd like to place a hand on your belly, really feel your tank of air get nice and full. And on your next inhale, we're going to open up. We're going to take the arms up to the sky. And we're just going to clasp our hands together. We're going to lean towards the left. Feeling the stretch on the opposing side. Now we're going to inhale and come on up. As we do so, we're going to take our legs out to the side, a little wider than our hips, and take our shoulders and elbows out into a cactus. Standing nice and tall. Taking a nice deep breath in and pushing those elbows towards the back of the room, really opening up through our chest. As we do that, I'm going to keep breathing and now turn our toes in so that our feet are facing forward. And we're going to open up our hands to 5-pointed star. So thinking nice and long here. We're going to come back to where we were before because I meant to do a bend and I don't think I did. So we're just going to do that one more time. So we're going to be where we were, thinking back with the elbows, and we're going to bend our knees, thinking about keeping the knees in line with the toes. And getting nice and deep. Now we're going to inhale and rise and come back to where we were. Take a deep breath in. We're going to turn our left toes 90 degrees. Turn your right foot a little bit more in at 45. And we're going to bend towards the left side with a straight knee and come down. If you're able to reach the floor near your left leg, that's great. If you cannot, you can grab at the ankle like I'm doing. Or if you do have a yoga block, you can hold on to the yoga block. Either the long way or the short way, depending on how bendy or flexible you are. And that will support you and require a little less balance if it's hard to hold on to the knee. You're not quite at the floor yet. And that's perfectly okay. You just want to feel the stretch wherever you are. Looking up at that hand in the sky. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. We're going to take our body and bring it down and bend towards our knee with our arms behind us, extended. So this with the blocks, you can see. So my head and my face is moving towards that knee. I'm going to take my hands down and bring myself into a lunge. Lower the back knee and toes. And I'll stretch up. Inhaling to the sky. Keep breathing. Excellent work. Take a nice inhale. Exhale down. We're going to pivot towards the long side of our mat. So we're opening up through the hip. And now my heel is on the ground for my right leg. My left leg is still in the same position. And I'm getting a lovely stretch through the inner thighs with my hands on the ground. If you're very flexible and you're very comfortable, you may be able to lift and hold. That may feel it a lot, so you can feel free to keep your hands on the ground, or if necessary, use a yoga block. They're going to help you. And breathe. We're going to take ourselves in to a little bit of a squat. So try and get those heels on the floor. And then you're going to push the knees out with the elbows. And if you have a hard time getting your heels down to the floor, that's okay. I am there with you. You can always put a little blanket underneath to support so they're not hanging out. Take a nice inhale. And on your next exhale, we're going to reverse what we were doing. So we are going to take now our right leg out and our left heel out. So now we've done the opposite. Great work. Stay grounded wherever you are. It's about the journey. Take an inhale, and we're going to turn back to the other side now. Lower the knee and the toe. Take the arms up again to the sky. We're going to lift ourselves up to straighten both legs now and come into the forward bend that we were in on the other side, where we are trying to let our head meet our knee, or our face meet our knee, I should say. So you definitely will feel some stretching along the back side of that front leg. And relax into it. Take a nice inhale. We're gonna open up into our triangle on the other side. So again, you wanna have your shoulders stacked and your right hand is down by the right foot. You're either on the floor, you're on the ankle, or even if you're here, that's great. You can grab the thigh, or you can utilize a yoga block to help you hold this pose. So any of those options are right there for you. You're gonna feel some twists and some, not twists, but some stretches in the hips. And just look up at that hand. Keep the knees straight but not locked. If you feel like they're hyperextending or blocking, you can just give a little bend to them. Take an inhale and gently rise yourself up. Close off the feet to your 5-pointed star. Take a few inhales here. And nice exhales. We're going to take the feet out, so we're going to turn out the toes. Take our hands back at our sides, lifted in a cactus fashion, arms, palms towards the front. And we're going to bend again, thinking about pushing those elbows back. And lift on up. Close the feet a little bit. We're going to take our arms back to the top where we began, clasp those fingers, and we're going to stretch to the right, coming full circle. And take it up. Take those arms down, cactus them down. We're going to do a little bit of balance work up here. So take a nice inhale. And we're going to lift our, we're going to give this side a break. It was just sort of supporting more weight. So we're going to lift our right leg and use our left leg as a supporting leg. And we're going to take it either to a very low tree. You can even have the toes touch the ground to a kind of in the middle tree. Or if you want to take it, up really deep into the thigh, into a higher tree. Take the hands to prayer pose. Find a place to focus on that's not moving, that gives you stability. Keep that core nice and tight. Lift the crown of your head up to the heavens and the feet or the foot press firmly into that mat. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. If you lose where you are, that's okay. Come down, find that place in front of you again, and then come right back up. We're going to lower, but let's try and lower it with as much control as we brought it up. I'm going to take the arms up. Come down to a flat back. We're going to take a break before we do the other side. Come down to your forward bend. If your hamstrings feel tight, you can always bend the legs a little bit, knees a bit. Grab onto your elbows. Let gravity help you hang. Shake that head out. And we're going to gently come up in a flat back, either using our thighs to support us or potentially taking our arms out and up. And we're going to do the other side now. So come down with the arms in prayer pose. And we're going to lift the other leg either low, medium, or high, depending on where is a good challenge for you. Find that spot to focus on. Even as the noise of your body when you're trying to balance can be chaotic, you're finding that one spot that is not moving, that is constant, that's sort of your North Star, if you will. You're also your own North Star. Your core is helping you, your head, thinking about it lifting up to the sky, nice and tall, and pressing firmly into the floor, which is like your root. But you've also got this spot that you're looking at that's your help. Make sure you're still breathing nice and deeply during all of this. If you're not, it's okay, you noticed it, and you can do it now. Hold, keep going. Gently lower that foot down to where it started. Excellent job. Let's take the arms up and down. And let's take a moment, we're gonna go into chair pose. So I'm gonna turn sideways just since it's more helpful. My toes are together. I'm sending my butt back like I'm in a squat. I'm taking my arms up to my ears and above my head. And I should feel the weight on my heels. That tells me I'm doing it right. If I'm on my toes, then I'm putting not enough of myself into my glutes. Breathe nice and deep here. Your arms can go a little higher than mine, a little higher up. I'm working on my shoulder mobility, so a little limited these days. So, but you can take them a little higher and a little straighter if you're able. And let's rise back up. Let's do that one more time. Take a nice inhale. Send yourself back, weight on your heels, into your chair. This time we're going to straighten and come down to a forward hanging fold. And we're going to gently come down to a seated position. Take those legs out in front of you, flexing the feet. We're going to take the arms up. Make a nice inhale and exhale as we hinge at our hips and relax over the legs. This engages a lot of the muscles in the back of your legs to stretch. And you can grab on your ankles, thighs, feet, and I think those are all the body parts. It depends where you are. And keep pushing those heels out so it's an active flex. You want to really keep the legs engaged and not let what I just did happen. Keep those feet flexed. Come on up. We're going to do a little bit of a hip opener. I think we did this last week or the week before. Some week in the prior times. We're going to lift our leg up while the other one is down. And we're going to cradle it, kind of just rocking it. If you're really bending it, make it close to you. If not, maybe a little further. We're going to try and sit up tall. Just rock that hip. Open it up. Send it down. We're going to switch that up and take the other leg, hug it, and rock to open up the hip a little bit. Take those legs down. We're gonna come into a straddle. A butterfly, sorry. Words are hard for me sometimes. Apparently today is one of those days, but that's all right. We're gonna come into our butterfly and we're going to bend ourselves forward and use our elbows and our forearms to push down a little bit if you'd like to help open things up even more. Let's now all take our arms out in front of us. So we're staying where we were. We're just extending the arms and no longer using our arms to press. And just sink. Let the head fall. Gently walk the hands towards one side, feeling a stretch in the muscles on the other. Just sink in. And return center. Gently walk your hands over to the other side. As far as works for you, as far as you should go, so you feel a stretch. And bring it back. And gently come back up to seated, stacking the head on top of the spine, shoulders back. We're going to come on to our backs now. So we're going to come down. Let's take it as a controlled movement to get a little tiny smidget of abs today. So find yourself on the mat and then take the arms out to a T. You're going to lift your legs into tabletop. Lower them down towards one side, all the way. And you're going to look away from those legs and feel the twist in your back. Gently lift those legs back up. Send them over to the opposite side. And look away in the other direction. Twisting in the other side. Take the legs up and bring them down in front of you. So you're putting your heel, your toes, your whole foot on the floor, about hip width apart. We're just going to take a couple bridges to stretch out the hip flexors a little bit. So we're just going to push through our heels, rise up and squeeze through the glutes. And gently lower. If you'd like this time to add arms, you can take the arms up and behind you as you lift. And then lower. Let's do that one more time. Lift up, squeezing through those glutes, pressing into those heels, lifting nice and high, and lower. We're going to take our legs out in front of us and let them relax. Let the palms of our hands float upward if that's the most comfortable position. Find a nice place where you can rest for a few moments in Shavasana. Feel the relaxed nature of the body as you let the floor support you. And maybe try and pay attention to your breath and how it rises and falls. If you pay attention, you can make it deeper. But even if you're not paying attention, you're still breathing, and that's pretty remarkable. So take a second and just notice that or anything else about your body and what it is able to do for us, especially in these times. It's amazing to marvel at what we can do and what it can do. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Let's start to awaken our limbs a little bit, take some life back into them. If you don't have any meetings and you want to stay longer in Shavasana, feel free to just stay and not slowly come out of it. If you have another 10 minutes and you want a lovely long Shavasana, please, please, please relish in that. If anyone would like to come out, we're going to curl onto our side. I'm on my left, but you should ideally be on your right. It's not a huge deal though if you're not. I just want to be facing you all. Let's take a deep breath here. And gently use your top hand to push yourself up to a seated position. And come into a position where you take your arms up to the sky. And then you lower them down as you exhale. You take another deep breath upwards. And then exhale. Another nice and deep breath. Bring our hands down through our head, through our hearts. One more nice deep breath. Let it all out. See if you can take some of this centered energy into other moments of the day. It's a good place to be. Namaste. All right. Thanks so much, ladies. It's good to have you.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Have a great rest of your afternoon.